Hello, everybody. My name's Mr. Hulse, and I'm going to be talking to you about boundary setting and problem solving. I've been a pupil progress leader at Woodchurch High School now for about 12 to 13 years, having been a teacher there for 22 years. So I'm one of the old guard. We're going to be looking at why boundary setting is so important with your children as we do in school. So what is boundary setting? Well, boundaries are the framework that we set for ourselves on how we want to be treated by others and how we treat other people. It's setting up how you want to be treated. It promotes physical and emotional well-being, and it respects your needs and the other person's needs in a relationship. Just going to watch a short video about what boundaries are and why it's so important.
Hi everyone, my name is Aideen and welcome to Playful Pathways. So, boundaries. What do I mean when I talk about boundaries? Well, I'm talking about the everyday rules and limits and expectations that we put in place around our child's behavior and how they interact with others. It's everything from don't throw your food on the floor and no, the sand is not for eating, and please don't hurt your sister, right through to don't stick your head in the oven, don't stick your finger in the socket, and no, I'm sorry, you can't drive because you're only 6. Setting your household or personal boundaries is surely one of the most exhausting parts about being a parent or a teacher or basically anyone who has anything to do with children. As fast as you can decide what's acceptable, you will have a child testing you, and they will just keep on testing you until the point where they realize you are immovable and they're not going to get anywhere. Now, how long this testing process goes on for is entirely up to you and how consistent you are. Clear and consistent boundaries help children learn quickly what's acceptable and what's not. So, as well as it being really important that you are consistent within yourself, it's worthwhile thinking about whether or not you and your co-parent are consistent with each other. And if you feel like you're not, then you guys should probably sit down and talk about it and get on the same page. Because when rules or expectations are constantly changing, or when you say one thing and your co-parent says another thing, it creates uncertainty. So your child might have the experience, well, last week I really wanted more biscuits and mum said no. And that made me really mad. And so I screamed a lot. And then dad said I could have more biscuits. If this experience happens again and again, what your child is learning is when I want something, I just have to scream a lot and eventually I get it. Now, no parent obviously wants to be dealing with daily battles and tantrums like these. And it's really important that we remember that these kinds of behaviors put children under enormous amount of stress as well. Psychological, emotional, and physiological stress. No one enjoys a tantrum. Every time you set and maintain boundaries with your child, you send them the message that you, the parents, are in control. You are trustworthy. You do what you say you're going to do. Consistent and predictable boundaries, routines, and expectations help reduce uncertainty and anxiety and help your child feel safe and secure. Over the years, I have worked with many children who struggle to accept boundaries, and it's really easy to write these kinds of kids off as difficult or naughty. But really what it comes down to often is that these children haven't had enough experiences of predictable and consistent boundaries. Children want to do the right thing. Most of the time, they really want to live up to our expectations and have that lovely feeling that goes along with it. No child sets out to become the difficult child. But if their experience has taught them that adults don't do what they say they're going to do, or they don't follow through, or they're open to negotiation or wearing down, then that child will feel the need to keep on testing those boundaries, and they will keep on testing them until you, the adult, are immovable. They're not going to get their way. And then they can stop testing because you have proved that you are trustworthy and reliable. As adults, it is so easy to forget that children, especially children, are still learning their human skills, and they just don't know what's expected of them or what's acceptable and what's not until we teach them. So when you see your child doing something that you consider to be totally unacceptable. They have stripped all their clothes and are rolling around naked in the mud in front of all of the neighbors. And all you can think is, oh my God, why have they done that? Oh, this is so embarrassing. Oh, my child was out to ruin my day. But actually, all your child is thinking, oh, this feels great. I'm having a really good time. And actually, they probably didn't know that by your standards, as adult standards, that was unacceptable. So we can't judge children by the same standards that we hold adults to, because children are still learning all of those standards and learning all of those skills. And teaching them those things requires a lot of repetition and a lot of consistency. And remember, children are learning as much from watching us as they are from what we say. So if we want kids to learn to do the right thing, we've got to make sure that we, the adults, are doing the right thing too. Now, I realize that for some parents, setting boundaries might actually be quite difficult and possibly even really stressful. And maybe this is because of what your childhood was like. You might not have had very many boundaries or routines and rules. And so it feels quite unnatural for you to be doing this with your own kids. Or maybe it was the opposite extreme, loads of them, and it was really, really restrictive. And the last thing you want to do is repeat that with your. No matter how you feel about boundaries, if you feel like you need some more help in knowing how to set and have a look at this video, where I'm going to go through in more detail and more of you can end those daily battles in your home. Thank you very much. If you like what I'm doing here, hit subscribe, and please, if you've got time, have a look at my Patreon page, where I can tell you more about becoming part of the Playful Pathways community. Hopefully soon.
So some really, really good points there made by the presenter. But how do we go about setting boundaries? So the first thing that's come from that video, also something that's really, really important for us as staff in school, is we have to have that clear communication. Parents need to communicate openly and clearly about expectations, rules, and consequences with their children. And this helps the children understand what is expected of them and why certain boundaries are in place. There's another video shortly, and we'll discuss ways that you can do that. Consistency is absolutely key. Parents need to enforce boundaries consistently so that children understand that rules are not negotiable and apply in all situations. And this is often the case with both parents, even from parents who have separated. Respect. Boundaries should be set with respect for the child's individuality and are age appropriate. It's essential to consider the child's feelings and perspectives when setting boundaries. Although we've said about being consistent, it's also key as well to be flexible. So while consistency is important, it's also essential for parents to be flexible and willing to adjust boundaries as children grow and circumstances change. Flexibility allows for adaptability to different situations and developmental stages. We have to lead by example as parents, but also as teachers. It's about modeling the behavior that you expect from your child. So this means demonstrating respect for boundaries, showing empathy, and practicing effective communication within the family. We need to encourage independence. So healthy boundaries also involve allowing children to develop independence and autonomy within safe limits. Gradually giving children more responsibility as they mature and demonstrating trust in their abilities. We need to encourage an open dialogue. So this doesn't mean screaming and shouting. Open dialogue helps build trust in the child relationship. Of the children. Physical safety, emotional well-being. And lastly, it's about setting. It's important for parents to enforce boundaries with love and empathy or control. Children are more likely to respect when they understand that they are set out of care for their well-being. Why is it important? Well, setting boundaries is crucial for parents for several reasons. It promotes parental authority. So these boundaries help establish the parent's role as a leader and authority figure in the family. This is important for providing structure and guidance for children and helps them understand their place within the family hierarchy. It maintains order and discipline, and this can often be seen through school as well. Clear boundaries help maintain order and discipline within the family. They set expectations for behavior and consequences for crossing those boundaries, which help children learn self-control and responsibility. It ensures safety. Those Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mr. Hulse here. If there's any questions at all, then please don't hesitate to get in contact with the school. You can email me direct on sion.hulse@woodchurchhigh.com, or you can just get in touch with the school office if there's any questions regarding tonight's session. Enjoy your evening. Take care.